Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to Best Kept Plans. Today's video is going to be a cash envelope stuffing for the paycheck that I received on January 5th, 2023 using the printable version of the Budget by Paycheck Workbook from the Budget Mom. If you're interested in seeing that, please stick around. Okay, so before we actually start stuffing envelopes, I did want to say that I actually got a new phone. It was not an expected purchase. It ended up being that my mother needed a new phone. Her and I are on the same plan together. We went to go look at phones. They were having kind of like a buy one, get $800 off of a second one. And so basically that was like buying one, getting one free. So instead of her just getting a new phone, we both ended up getting new phones. So if my picture is looking a little bit different, I'm hoping for the better. That's why. We're going to talk a little bit more about the fact that I bought a new phone later in the video. But I do have all of my bills lined up here. As usual, I'm pretty zoomed in for this video so that you can clearly see what's on my cash envelope breakdown. So I do have hundreds up top and some fives and singles down below that you cannot see. Usually when I start these videos, I start with talking about my emergency fund. So I do have an established emergency fund. It is a separate checking account that I have at my bank, but I do try to continue to contribute to it, even though I don't want to necessarily budget specifically for it. And so what I do is at the end of every pay period, I take any cash that I have left over in my miscellaneous envelopes and I put it into this emergency fund. Now, my last pay period, I actually used all of the cash in my variable expense cash envelopes, so I did not contribute to this for my last pay period. Last cash envelope stuffing, I had put $1 in it, and so it still does have $631 in here, and I'm not going to count it again for today. Next, we're going to be stuffing my variable expense cash envelopes. I did print out some new envelopes for January. These envelopes are available in my Etsy shop. That is always linked down below. We do have some new values for my miscellaneous eating out and gas cash envelopes for 2023. So it'll be fun to be stuffing these with different values. First, we're going to start out with eating out, and that's going to be getting $100 in a $50 bill, two $20 bills, a $10 bill, and that should be 100. Let's count it up. 50, 70, 90, 100. Now, usually I would just do a single $100 bill in here, but I am going to be pulling from this envelope later on for one of my savings challenges. So the 100 is going in here, but as you can see, I've updated the tracker on the back and we're going to be pulling money out from it later. Next, we have my gas cash envelope. This denomination, I shouldn't say denomination, amount is staying the same as it was in 2022. And actually, I am putting the usual denominations I would want to put in this envelope for today. So $50 in a $50 bill, we're doing $20, and then a $5 bill. By the way, I got some really terrible fives and singles from the bank today. Like, look at this one has a piece of tape on it. So bear with me as I deal with the really awful bills. So this is 50, 70, 75. And I did put that deposit on the back, but we are going to be pulling out the $5 bill for my $5 challenge. And then lastly, for my variable expense cash envelopes, we have my miscellaneous envelope. This is also a new amount for 2023. We're going to be putting $175 in here. And we're going to do that in a $100 bill, a $50 bill, whoopsies, a $20 bill, and 5 singles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, everything's kind of messy over here, but that's okay. Let's count this up, make sure we have 175 in here. 100, 150, 170, 71, 2, 3, 4, 175. Perfect. So we'll be putting the $175 in this envelope, but we are going to come back to it to pull out for my 52-week challenge. Next, we're going to get into my sinking funds. For sinking funds, I always use largest denominations possible. It just allows me to keep my envelopes from getting too bulked up. We do have some new sinking funds that we're stuffing for the first time, which is really exciting. So first sinking fund is going to be my travel sinking fund. This is a rolling sinking fund. That means I don't have a specific monetary amount that I'm saving for. I'm just putting money into this envelope every single time that I get paid. That way, whenever it is that I go on my next trip, I have cash set aside already to use for that. So for this, we're going to be doing $50 in a single $50 bill. And with this deposit, we should have a total of $16.32 in this envelope. So let's put that 50 in and count everything up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 11, 12, 1250, 13, 1250, 14, 1450, 15, 1550, 16, 16, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1632. So we do have the correct amount in here. Getting closer and closer to $2,000 in this envelope, which is pretty fantastic. Next, we have my Black Friday envelope. This is a new envelope for 2023. I realized that a lot of times I don't do a lot of shopping throughout the year for things like planner-related supplies or even like boots or shoes or clothes or coats, but I kind of wait until Black Friday so I can get really good deals on things. And because of that, I decided that separate from my Christmas envelope, I want to have a Black Friday envelope, more so for purchasing things for myself personally. The goal for this envelope is going to be $500, and we're going to be putting in $25 per pay period. So we're going to do that today in a $20 bill and a $5 bill. So we have 25 here. Next, we have my Christmas envelope. Now, I do want to touch upon something that I think I talked about in the budget with me for this paycheck, but I wanted to kind of go into a little bit more detail about. At the end of 2022, I had extra cash in some of my 2022 sinking funds. And so what I do when that happens is I will roll that money over into the 2023 version of that sinking fund. So that happened with my Christmas envelope. I'm going to flip it over and kind of show you what I mean. With the last paycheck in 2022, I put $25 in this envelope and we had $200 total. But the last day of the year, I rolled over $250 from my 2022 Christmas envelope into this envelope because I hadn't used that money. So we had $450 total. And now with this deposit, we're going to have $475. So let's pull out the $25 for this envelope in a $20 bill and a $5 bill. So we have 25 here. And then we're going to pull everything out and count it all up. So remember, we should have $475 in this envelope. 1, 2, 250. No, you know what? I'm going to put that aside. I always get confused when I have to count too many 20s on the odds. It just doesn't work for me. So let's try this again. 1, 2, 20, 40, 60, 80, 3, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 4, 4, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 475. Okay. So we do have $475 in this envelope. It's pretty awesome that I was able to roll over so much from 2022. It means we're now more than halfway to our goal of $700, which is exciting. Next, we have my subscriptions cash envelope. This is going to be getting $15 in a $10 bill and a $5 bill. So we do have 15 here. This is another envelope where I was able to bring some money over from my 2022 subscriptions envelope. I rolled over $50. So with this deposit, we should have $185 in this envelope. 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 140, 150, 160, 65, 70, 75, 80, 185. And again, with that deposit, we're now more than halfway to our goal of $300 in this envelope. Next, we have my medical sinking fund. This I use for copays, prescriptions, eyeglasses, and we're going to be putting $20 in a single $20 bill into this envelope. Now, I did roll over $211 from my 2022 medical sinking fund into this 2023 envelope. So with that and with this deposit, we should have $391 in this envelope. So let's add in that 20 and count it all up. 152, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 91, 391. Very exciting. The goal for this one is $500, so just a little over $100 to go. Next, we have my car insurance and taxes envelope. I pay my car insurance annually to get a discount on it. I also live in a town, or I should say state, that has car taxes. So those car taxes I also pay annually every July. Both my insurance and my taxes are due in July. So I contribute throughout the year. That way when July rolls around, I have all the money I need in this envelope. With this pay period, we're going to be putting $110 in this envelope. We're doing that in a $100 bill and a $10 bill. It's so weird because I keep, I'm looking at my screen a lot as I'm filming this video, and like something just popped up on my screen, so I don't know if it messed the video up. Hopefully it didn't. But I'm looking at my screen a lot because it's the first time I'm filming with this new phone, and it's like the way the zoom is on this phone is like, or I should say the focus is like really weird, and it keeps freaking me out thinking it's not in focus, but I think it is in focus. So anyways, $110 here. With this deposit, we should have $990 in this envelope. So let's put in these bills and count everything. $990 is what we're looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, $990. So almost to the $1,000 mark, and the goal for this envelope is $2,200. We need $2,200 by July. Next, we have my holidays envelope. This one is primarily for Mother's Day and Father's Day, but I could also use it for any other holiday expenses. I did actually use this envelope already for 2023, and I didn't use it for a holiday expense, but I generally have extra money in this envelope. Like, I had money from 2022 that I was able to roll over into 2023, so I figured it was okay to take the cash from this envelope. That's why, sorry, I'm going to show you on the back. My tracker looks a little wild. So from my 2022 envelope into my 2023 envelope, I rolled over $50, and then I wrote in this deposit for this paycheck, but then I pulled money out. So on the 28th of December 2022, I pulled out $47 because I already purchased part of my mom's Mother's Day gift, and then just yesterday, I'm filming this on the 6th, but yesterday, the day I got paid, I pulled out $20 for a gift for someone. So I should probably have a separate gifts envelope. I don't. I feel like holidays and gifts, that could be just like this one envelope together. I very rarely am going to pull gifts out of a sinking fund envelope because, to be totally honest, I don't buy gifts for a lot of people very often. But anyways, I decided to pull it out of this envelope. So we should, with this deposit, have $183 in this envelope. Now, I am pulling $45 for this envelope, and there's a very specific reason why. I have a birthday sinking fund, and I reached goal on it. I reached the goal, and don't mind me because I've spent from it, but I reached goal by rolling over $201 from my 2022 envelope into my 2023 envelope. Now again, when I did that, I only had $373 in this envelope total, but that's because I had spent cash from it already. So I've spent more cash since then, but I did hit $400. I did. And so I don't need to contribute to this envelope anymore. But what I'm doing is the $25 that I would have been contributing to this envelope, I'm now contributing to the holidays envelope along with the $20 this usually gets. I call that a sinking fund snowball. It just allows me to reach goal on my sinking funds more quickly. So with this paycheck, we're doing $45 in my holiday envelope. We're doing that in two 20s and a $5 bill. So we have 20, 40, 45 in this envelope. And again, altogether, 183 is what we're looking for. Now, because I have spent out of this envelope already, I'm not going to actually reach the goal of $300 in here because I've already spent from it. But based on my contributions, I'll know when I would have hit 300, and that's what I'll stop saving. So 183 is what we should have in here. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80, 81, 82, 183. Perfect. Next, we have my giving sinking fund. This is a new sinking fund. So in 2022, I had a giving initiative where every month I donated $100 to a charity. In 2023, what I decided is that instead of doing that, I'm going to contribute $50 a pay period, which is $100 a month, into a sinking fund. And then whenever I want, I'm going to make donations to different charities for different amounts. In my mind, I have a goal of doing 4 donations throughout the year, like one for each quarter, and having them be larger donations. So of course you guys will see anytime that I do make a donation, I'll make sure to point that out in the next cash envelope stuffing, but that's my plan for this year. I am thinking of this as a rolling sinking fund though. I'm not giving it a denomination like a goal, a dollar goal. I'm just going to contribute to it every month. And so with this pay period, we're doing $50 in a single $50 bill. It's my last 50. I think we can see all my bills now. And it's the first donation for this envelope. Next, we have my car maintenance sinking fund. I'm very excited about this one. So I have had a car maintenance sinking fund for a few years now. In 2022, I did purchase a new vehicle. And when I did, I decided that I was no longer going to consider my car maintenance sinking fund a rolling sinking fund. I wasn't just going to keep putting money into it every single pay period, because with a new vehicle, I'm hoping that I spend very little on my car, at least for the first few years that I own it. So I didn't want to have no sinking fund because oil changes, fluids for your vehicle, wipers, things like that pop up. But I decided to have a sinking fund of $1,000. And then after my car's a few years old, I don't know exactly when, maybe 3 years old, maybe 4 years old, maybe 5 years old, who knows, I will start contributing to this again as a rolling sinking fund. Now, I know with my last vehicle, I didn't have to do like a new battery or new tires and new brakes until the car was over 4 years old. And so I just kind of have that in my mind. I feel like in that 4 to 5 year age range for my vehicle, I will be spending a lot of this money on those types of things. And so I'm thinking that's probably when I'm going to restart this sinking fund. Now, if I do use money out of this envelope, let's say for an oil change, what I'll do is I'll add it back into my sinking funds solely to get back up to the $1,000 mark, and then I'll stop saving for it again. And because I'll have time to do that, I won't be contributing a large amount to it every pay period. So with this deposit, we're going to have our full $1,000. We're going to have reached goal, and we actually only need to contribute $47 to get there. So we're doing that in 2 20s. I think it's my last 2 20s, my last 5, and 2 singles. So let's count this up. 40, no, 20, 40, 45, 46, 47. That's really funny. Okay, so with this $47, we should have the 1,000. One, 152, 253, 354, 455, 556, 657, 758, 859, 950, 970, 990, 995, 96, 97, 98, 99, 1,000. Very exciting. So now next, cash envelope stuffing, the $50, it's usually $50 that I would have put in this envelope is going to go into a different envelope because I've reached goal on this. Lastly, we have my RN/APRN licenses envelope. This is an envelope you're only going to see for the first 2 months of the year. I do have to pay for my RN and APRN license every year. They're due on my birthday month. My birthday month is in March. So instead of having to dish out around $400 all at once in March, I'm going to save for it over the course of the next 2 months. So this is going to get $100 in a single $100 bill. And that's my last bill that I have. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about before we get into pulling cash out for my challenges is my side hustle envelope. So in a couple of cash stuffings that I've done recently, I did have money for from my side hustle incomes. What are those? Well, that's any money that I make from Etsy, any money I make from YouTube, any money I make from Instagram would go in this envelope here. And my thought process was to save, and then purchase a new phone with my side hustle money because I film all of my videos on my phone, and I had an iPhone 11, which I think worked well, but obviously getting a newer phone made sense because that means a better quality camera, better quality videos for you all to watch. Because of what recently happened with the cell phone situation, I don't actually need to use these funds for a new phone. I've decided that I'm just going to keep contributing to this envelope, and if things come up that I think would be beneficial for me to purchase to make the quality of my videos better, I will do that. So that might be a new microphone. That might be equipment so that I can make the lighting in my videos or my Instagram posts better. I just have different things in my head. Nothing that I specifically feel like I need to get yet, but that's kind of the new plan for this envelope. Now, I did have to pull out $44 because I made some money on Etsy, and I think that's it. I actually made money on Etsy. I've talked in the past about how I usually don't really make any money on Etsy. It's a little bit of something that I usually end up in the red for, but I'm okay with that because I just love putting up products on my Etsy shop, things that I like using, that if just one person out there would enjoy using them, then that's enough for me. But I did run a sale in the month of December, 20% off my shop, and I did have a bunch of different orders come in. So this is not all from that though. I'm wondering what else. Oh, I know what it is. I am an Amazon affiliate. So I have links down in my description box to my Amazon favorites, my Amazon wish list. And so if you purchase anything from my Amazon favorites list, I am an affiliate. So I do get, I don't know what you would call it. I do get some type of commission for that. It doesn't increase the cost of the product to you, but it certainly, has the ability to benefit me and, my small business. So I did get paid out from Amazon. I think it was like $12 or something like that. But total right now, we should have $258 in this side hustle envelope. And so I wanted to count it all up for you because I actually remembered to print an envelope and put it all together. So let's count this up. We have 150, 70, 90, 210, 230, 240, 250, 245, 250, 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 258. So we do have the full 258 in here, which is exciting. And you're only going to see me contributing to this envelope when I need to do so because I received some type of income from my side hustles. I generally only get paid out from YouTube maybe every 3-ish months. And again, up until very recently, I haven't necessarily brought in any income from Etsy. But any time that I do, you'll see this envelope during the next cash envelope stuffing. Now, what we're going to do next, and I know this video is already really long, but and so I apologize for that, but because I have so many sinking funds because it's the beginning of the year, I feel like these stuffings take longer. We're going to be contributing to my savings challenges. So let me actually maybe zoom out on this a little bit. Can I zoom out more? Okay, I'm trying to figure out this new phone still, and it doesn't seem like I can zoom out more, which is a little unfortunate. But basically, I have some savings challenges that I'm doing for 2023. One of those challenges is my 52-week challenge. Now wow, it really doesn't let me. It's really interesting that I can't zoom out more than this. But I'm doing a 52-week challenge. I did one last year. This year I'm doing it in reverse. So I'm starting with the largest amounts that I have to contribute and going all the way down to the least. This tracker is available on my Etsy shop along with my 52-week challenge envelope. So I contribute for 2 weeks at a time because I get paid bi-weekly. So I'll be contributing for weeks 1 and 2, which is $52 and $51. So we're going to check those two off. And 52 plus 51 does add up to $103. And I'm pulling that from my miscellaneous envelope. So if you look at the tracker on the back, yeah, see, like that's blurry, isn't it? There we go. Okay. I marked off here 52-week challenge. I'm taking $103 out. Is it auto focusing now? Yeah, this is wild. Okay, I promise I'll get the hang of this. But $103, so 100, 1, 2, 3. Those bills are terrible. Oh my word. So this is $103. 100, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put this in my 52-week challenge envelope. I did mark the tracker out on the back. And then we should have 72 left in this envelope. So 50, 70, 71, 72. So we do. We have $72 left that's going to go into my miscellaneous envelope. And this is going to be for me to spend however I choose to spend it over the next 2 weeks. And then we have my January challenge that I'm doing from the Budget Mom. Now, the Budget Mom in years past has put out savings challenges for that year. You purchase them and you basically get like 2 challenges per month for an entire year. This year, she didn't do that. She does have a savings challenge Facebook group though. And if you're in that Facebook group, at the beginning of each month, she's going to release 1 free challenge. Now, prior to her announcing that she was doing that, I decided that I was just going to look back in the previous iterations of the yearly savings challenges that she's put out and then pick ones that I wanted to do again. So that's what I did. For January, I did print out the January envelope, and with this pay period, we're going to be contributing $30, and we're taking that out of my eating out envelope. So this is my eating, again, I don't know why it's not zooming nicely now, but we're taking $30 out of my eating out envelope. So let's see here. Okay, so 20, 30, and we should have 70 left, and we do have 70 left. So the 70 is going to go back into my eating out envelope for me to use over the next 2 weeks. And then this $30 is going to go into my January envelope. Now I already have cash in here from last pay period, so altogether this should have $49 in it. So we have 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. And that'll go back into this January envelope. And then lastly, we do have my $5 challenge. Now, in years past, I haven't really shared with you all details about my $5 challenge. Basically, the challenge is that anytime I have a $5 bill, I put it aside and I put it in a container. And I just save every $5 bill I come across throughout the year. For this year, to make it a little bit more interactive, I decided to print out this $5 challenge envelope. This envelope is available in my Etsy shop. It does correspond to this $5 challenge tracker, which is also available in my Etsy shop. Now, with this pay period, I do have a $5 bill in my gas envelope. So I'm going to take that $5 bill out. We should have $70 left, 50, 70. And I'll put this gas envelope aside. I marked on my tracker that I have contributed a $5 bill. Now I'm adding it to a container that I've been contributing to for the last 2 years. So total in that container, I now have $1,250 in bills. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add this $5 bill to this $5 challenge envelope. And then maybe once a month or so, I'll pull the fives out of here and I'll put them in my jar. If I can get my jar to fit on my desk to show you all stuffing it, I will. If not, I'll just mention that I did that. And that is going to be it for this week's cash envelope stuffing. Again, I know this was a long video and I apologize. I think with the new year and having so many sinking funds, it definitely makes these cash envelope stuffings a little bit longer. I also tried to be really descriptive about my sinking funds in this video since it is the first one of the year. If you have any questions or comments about how I budget, how I use the Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom, you certainly can put those down below. And as always, everyone, please be safe. Bye-bye.